Well, welcome everyone. I am Ashley Henricks. I'm Associate Director at Wisconsin Literacy, and this is our annual members meeting for 2024 as part of our fall conference. So I hope that a lot of you have been able to join us this morning for some excellent sessions, and the sessions do continue after this annual meeting this afternoon. So I do hope to see a lot of you at those sessions as well. I just wanted to acknowledge we have most of our staff on the call as well. So if you are on camera and just want to give a wave, we are grateful to have such a knowledgeable, dedicated, passionate team serving our 83 member agencies and the students that you all serve. So a big thanks to our staff, many of whom were instrumental in prepping and facilitating and executing this the fall conference. So very grateful for their efforts. And we do also have a few of our board members on the call as well. And I would love it if they're able to unmute quickly and just introduce themselves. And I have most of the folks, I think, on my list. So Steve, I'm not sure if you're able to just to give us your name, the organization you represent, and your role on the board.
Hey, Ashley, thanks. Steve Munt, I'm the board chair, and I work over at American Family in our commercial claims area.
Thank you. And Dawn Weckerly, if you're on the call, could you just introduce yourself briefly?
Sure. I am Dawn Weckerly. I work for American Family as well. I work in the claims portion, however, not handling claims, actually on the financial side, which leads to my role on the board as treasurer.
And Anna Krause.
I work with the Baraboo Area Literacy Council, and I'm the member representative on the board.
Thank you. And Christina, if you, I can't see all the pictures, sorry. Christina, if you're on the call, if you could introduce yourself. All right, and she may not be on yet. And then I'm not sure if Erin was able to join us yet or not, but Erin McCall, McCann, if you're on, please feel free to introduce yourself as well.
He just joined.
Okay, perfect. Erin, if you're able to just give us a quick intro of yourself, your organization, and your role on the board. I'm not sure if he's able to hear us or not.
Yes, hello.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
I'm Aaron McCann. I'm the vice chair of Wisconsin Literacy. In my private life, I'm a practicing attorney at Godfrey & Kahn. I also serve as the chair of the governance committee for Wisconsin Literacy currently.
Thank you so much. And I think I got all of our board members. Anyone I missed? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I just wanted to give a brief overview of the agenda for this afternoon. The first thing I do want to take care of is approving our 2023 annual meeting minutes. Hopefully some of you had a chance just to review those before we hopped on this call. Then I will turn it over to Jake, our executive director, and he will then transition to Steve, who has a welcome message on behalf of the board. And then we'll look at our succession planning workshops that are coming up probably late fall, early winter. Shannon and Robin, two of our regional literacy consultants, will share some information on those workshops. And then one of my favorite pieces of any meeting is sharing some student success stories, and then some collective achievements and Wisconsin literacy updates. Hearing from all of you with some things you've learned from your students in the past year. And then we also will be drawing one of your names for a very nice, fluffy, and very timely Wisconsin literacy blanket that we will be more than happy to send to you after this meeting. So we'll be drawing for that at the end. And then, of course, if there are any questions as well, we will cover those. So With all of that being said, I will turn it over to, or excuse me, first, if I could get a motion to approve the 2023 annual meeting minutes.
I so move.
You. And is there a second?
I second it.
And who was that? Sorry.
Caitlin Lewis.
Caitlin Lewis, thank you. All right. And all those in favor, if you could just say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Hi.
Great,
Aye.
thank you very much for helping me with that. All right, then I will, I'm happy to turn it over to Jake.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the annual meeting. Last year, I was sitting on the other side of this, and I was the one that seconded the meeting approval, the minutes approval. So that's a pretty different viewpoint from today, but I'm honored to be here with everyone else. This past year has had some significant change and growth for Wisconsin literacy. We faced down some challenges, adapted and expanded our impact in ways that could benefit individuals, families, and communities throughout Wisconsin. I'm really excited to continue building on this progress that we've made, and I think we really have a great opportunity ahead of us to further our reach and deepen our impact of the programs we're providing. Ashley, I'm going to go off script a little bit here, but I too want to second the recognition of the staff of Wisconsin Literacy. You all work so hard every day. And I want to express my heartfelt thanks to all of you. Your dedication and advocacy for our member organizations and the causes that we're fighting for, it really means something. Every time we meet, you stand up for what's right and your commitment's unwavering. Thank you for your knowledge, most days, your patience with me, your advocacy, and most of all, your passions. You're really what makes this organization special, and I truly appreciate you all. I'll get back on script, Ashley. I know I got a tight turnaround here. It's my honor to introduce a tremendous leader and advocate for Wisconsin literacy, our board chair, Steve Munt, the operational manager at American Family Insurance. Since joining the board in 2016, Steve has played a pivotal role in shaping our organization and guiding us through periods of remarkable growth. Under his steadfast leadership, we have increased our revenue over 525%, which has enabled us to reach more learners and support more literacy programs than ever before. Your vision, strategic insight, and commitment to building strong partnerships have truly transformed this organization. Steve, you gave a young guy from New London a chance to lead a great organization, and being this is your last annual meeting, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to everything that you've done in leading this organization and advancing literacy efforts. I got choked up here a little bit, Steve. I apologize to everyone. I want to give you my heartfelt thank you for all that you've done for this organization and for literacy across the state. Your legacy is lasting, and forever I'll be thankful for you, and so will member organizations. Steve, thank you, and thank everybody for being here today.
Thanks, Jake, for those comments. I think Jake knows me that I would say I had nothing to do with hardly anything of the things that he said. That all goes to the staff at Wisconsin Literacy. And I think even more importantly to everyone on this call and your staff. I'm here really to thank you for everything you're doing to strengthen literacy across the state of Wisconsin. One thing that has been kind of sacrosanct in our board meetings is always having one of you, one program, one agency step in and tell us a little bit about what you're doing and your programs that you have. And every time you're bringing learners with. So I was really excited to see learners on the agenda here today. And that really is so meaningful to the board to hear what you're doing and how you're doing it and how you're expanding literacy across the state of Wisconsin. And just the knowledge that one or two or three people that we hear is, multiplied by thousands in the work that you do. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to share a little bit about the work that the board and the leadership team at Wisconsin Literacy have just kind of stepped into to ensure that we can continue this work and partner with you. And as we transitioned, oddly, timing-wise, from Michelle to Jake, there was a perfect ending for our strategic plan. So in the past, we have had strategic plans that have run about 3 years in length. And so Jake's transition gave him a perfect time to kind of settle in, understand what Wisconsin Literacy was about, how it was operating. And the next step was to kind of build that next strategic vision. So we just stepped into that work. And one of the key tenets I certainly believe, and I think everyone on this call who's done that work would believe, is we need to reach out and we need to get input from those that we serve, our stakeholders, our donors. So definitely, if you haven't already had a contact from Jake or our team in terms of giving some feedback into that process, you definitely will be. And I'd encourage you to participate and provide the information that you have. And I will keep my comments short because I've been dialoguing with Jake all morning. I had some dental work, so the left side of my face is frozen. So I don't hope you can understand what I was saying, but I will turn it over, and thank you for those kind words again. It all happened because of you on this call, not me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve, for joining us on a difficult dental day for you. We're very grateful for that. And, you know, as Jake mentioned, just grateful for your service on the board. I've certainly, you know, valued and appreciated, you know, being able to work for you and the rest of the board. So thank you again for your service as chair. And now I would like to turn it over to Shannon Mason-Young and Robin Hallett. They are two of our regional literacy consultants who many of you will know and recognize. And part of what we do with our professional development opportunities is listen to you. You know, what are your needs? What resources and networking can we provide to you to assist? And time and again, succession planning keeps coming up, certainly timely for Wisconsin Literacy as well. So Shannon and Robin, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. So as Ashley mentioned, we try to listen to our members and provide what you're asking for. And one of the things that we heard time and again, especially from the very small volunteer-led organizations or other organizations with only part-time staff, is how to plan for succession. So Shannon and I are working together to put together a succession planning activities specifically for those small volunteer-led or very part-time staffed organizations. We are considering that this will be a 3-part series with time between each session. We're anticipating about a week between each session. So the sessions would be every other week. And this would provide time for you to gather information or to collaborate with others on your team as we're presenting information to you that will be helpful for you to plan for a successful transition. And we are also planning to incorporate time within these sessions to make them working sessions. You won't just be sitting and listening, but we'll be actually working on putting your plan together for the future of your organization. So keep your eyes and ears open for more details on this to come in the future. We're hoping that we'll be offering it this winter. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Robin. And as we mentioned, and as you know, Steve mentioned, student success stories are really at the heart of what we do and what all of you do. And we're just honored to be part of their support team. So we wanted to share just 2 of the many, many success stories around the state. So we have 2 videos that we'd like to share with you. Brandon and Amber tell a bit of their story in these videos. So Dan, if you could play those for us.
Hey guys, my name is Brandon. Over the last 320 hours and 17 weeks, actually until this graduation, about 20 weeks. First of all, I was class of 2017. Was misguided, was the wrong person. Had a lot of things that went on where I didn't finish my graduation. It was very important to me, and it wasn't important at the time, but after having a baby on the way and going through a lot of things where working minimum wage, low wage jobs, there was a time where I needed to elevate myself. And to do that was I needed a high school diploma. One thing is knowledge is power. and that's one thing no one can ever take from you. And if I give anybody any advice, it'd be to continue your further education and keep going. Because one thing is there's been so many tough challenges that I've been through, but out of all the animosity and the hunger and the patience and the determination, you'll get to this point. You'll get there. And I promise every one of you guys, Literacy Services of Wisconsin has done more than anything they can. The Big Step program, WRTP, has done everything for me. The Certified Pre-Apprenticeship program has brought me into the apprenticeship to where I am in a union carpentry program, and I'm becoming my own foreman to get a business management degree and further my education to finally be able to run a job site on my own and get there, you know.
Hello, my name is Amber Lancor. I recently completed the 5.09 HSCD program at YWCA Southeast Wisconsin. My experience was very phenomenal. I enjoyed working with the teachers and I enjoyed going. I liked it how there was one class at a time and it was very effective. I very strongly suggest that anybody that needs to go to get back and get their diploma is to go through YWCA. I can't express how much grateful I am to getting my HSCD because it meant everything to me. I would like to say thank you to YWCA for providing the service, and I would like to thank Wisconsin Literacy for the support that they provided. Thank you and have a good day.
All right, thank you so much for both of those stories. Always inspirational. We now have, as I mentioned earlier in the meeting, 83 member agencies around the state, big and small, and we are grateful for every one of them. And I just wanted to give a special welcome to some of our newest members. And you can see the list on the screen, but Joyce's House Education Center, YWCA of Greater Green Bay, Catholic Charities of Milwaukee, Wisconsin Workforce Transformation, New Beginnings for Refugees, Oneida Education and Training, YWCA Rock County, COMSA, Madison International Partners, and Hanan Refugees Relief Group. So special welcome to all of those folks and all of you who are again joining us today. So with that, I would like to turn the program over to Dr. Brian Abel, our Health Literacy Director, who will give us a quick update and on all things health literacy. So Brian or Jake, I believe, will be sharing some information on that.
I apologize for the gap in having Dr. Abel here. He had another commitment today, and we were hoping that we could get him in at the same time. But I wanted to focus for a second here. Most of the people on this call are related to our general literacy efforts or adult literacy efforts. And I wanted to point out that Wisconsin Literacy also has another division outside of this, which is health literacy. And one thing we all know that is getting diplomas, getting jobs is great, but if people don't live fulfilled lives or complete lives, some of these efforts may not have the impact that we would hope for the long term. So it is a crucial determinant of the social determinants of health. And it is vital for us to focus on the areas that we can assist on. So could you go to the next slide, please? What is health literacy and how is it measured? People's ability to read the prescription labels, to write down information about their health, to be able to figure out the math that's involved with knowing medications. I've recently heard that overdoses are happening at a much greater rate with older adults. And portions of that comes down to the math literacy behind the medications, being able to communicate fluidly and also using the digital tools. As you can see, as we come into here, we're not all perfect on how we use digital devices and tools. And that gets exacerbated when new iPhones come out or different systems are put in place. I don't know about any of you. Some of the charts that we log into and the second authorization codes and all that really hold us up sometimes. So it's crucial for us to talk about these different areas and areas that we can help people move forward in understanding. Next, we want to talk about a little bit what Wisconsin Health Literacy does. So we are a statewide nonprofit organization that's offering education and training on a couple different areas. And I think it's crucial for us to talk about these. Oftentimes we're talking about community projects. How many of you were familiar with our vaccine community outreach project that we did in the past? It was talking about the COVID vaccination and getting communities aware of this and taking away some of the stigma. These initiatives were micro-focused, and while these numbers aren't perfect because there's no way to track how many people were impacted there was over 3.5 million unique views of the material that we had out in the community. That's lives changed. That's lives potentially saved. Every other year, we have a very large national health summit that we hold at Monona Terrace. This year, we had roughly 300 people come here and talk about different areas to improve health. Some of this information can also be found at wisconsinhealthliteracy.org. Some of the areas in which we're talking about right now is there's two different types of health literacy that we're acknowledging right now. There's personal health literacy. So that's the abilities for individuals to find, understand, and use information to make informed decisions. But there's also organizational health literacy. Do I have any medical doctors on the call? If I do, I'm apologizing in advance. While people are brilliant, some of the communications and stuff that they have with us are hard to understand. I don't know if any of you went to a doctor's appointment recently, but you've ran into a spot where they're speaking to you and you almost have no clue what they're talking about. I know my parents are really going through a time as they're aging, and understanding what they need to do and how to live a more fulfilled life is difficult because sometimes the medical entities don't understand what they need to provide. So we're working with not only people, but we're working with organizations to make more systemic impact. Some of the areas that we're working on right now is mental health literacy. The pandemic exacerbated a lot of mental health issues inside of our country, and none more than the students that are inside of schools. This is a very large growing issue, and we're looking to work with youth mental health areas, including school districts, to talk about this, to destigmatize the conversations of being stressed out. I got to be honest with you right now. I am stressed. I'm giving a presentation in an area that I'm not 100% perfectly adequate at talking about, right? But I'm moving forward with it. And I'm being honest about my insecurities right now, which makes me feel more secure in moving this thing forward. Digital health literacy. There are amazing programs out there. We have a member of a board from Epic, but those things are not necessarily native. We need to know how to operate inside of these, and we can work with organizations to spread this information, and we can also work with organizations like Epic to improve their systems so they're easily understood. If we do this, people are more able to access their information, communicate more openly, and navigate the portals that are oftentimes our key points to contact our primary providers and specialists. This is cool. We're working on a pilot program right now that allows for 12 continuing credits for healthcare providers. And what that's all about is being able to communicate more efficiently with the people that they serve. This is a collaboration with the Wisconsin Medical Society and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Now, these are huge because these are continuing education credits in the healthcare field. So this is, instead of going to several classes, we're going to be able to get one series of classes together and help them out and learn literacy along the way. The other thing that we do right now that's currently active is we have organizational health literacy assessments. So county health organizations reach out to us and ask us about their approaches. We recently just concluded the, geez Louise, it's a W. I'm going to come back to you all by the end of this presentation and tell you the county that we just finished up with that's just southeast of here. I apologize again. I didn't know until 9:30 today that I was given this presentation, but I hope
Is
I'm
it,
still
is it
on board.
Waukesha, Jake? Is it Waukesha?
It's the one with
Walworth County.
Walworth
Walworth?
County. My wife is from Delavan, you all, and when I tell her I froze up on that one in our annual meeting, she's going to laugh at me profusely. So those are the initiatives that we're working with right now in health literacy, and I look forward to communicating more adequately in the future with you about these processes and programs that we're going to provide. I'd also like to go to the next slide. I believe that it's important for us to recognize the people that fund our organization. Now I'm switching to stuff I'm a lot more familiar with, so this should flow a little bit more smoothly. We have funding from different organizations that have different focuses, and I think it's important to tell you about these because that's how we're able to support member organizations. It may not go in this order, but one of our largest partners is the Department of Children and Family, and those focus a lot on TANF-eligible individuals. How many of the member organizations here work with TANF-eligible individuals? The programs that are funded through the DCF, Department of Children and Family, help to support literacy services, which you can think about as the member or the students that have the most needs in literacy. We're able to provide support material in helping with financial, digital, health literacy trainings. These also encourage citizenship classes. How many of you offer adult basic education services, NRS levels 1 and 2 at your organizations? These are the areas that we can offer the most support through DCF, through the literacy services portion of the grant. We also have another sub-portion of that, that's the GED services. Do most organizations have GED classes or high school equivalency programming? This is the funding that we can get financial aid, assistance, health literacy training, but these are the ones that can do practice tests and GED vouchers and the different programming that supports this. I want to switch to the Bureau of Refugee Programming. Rose, I talked to you a little bit ahead of time to see if you would take this piece from me. And I just got the link from Brian saying that he could do his presentation. Well, that's not going to help us now, but we continue. Rose, could you talk a little bit right now about the Bureau of Refugee Programming?
Yeah, absolutely. So Wisconsin Literacy started receiving this RSS ESL grant in this past fiscal year 24. It stands for Refugee Support Services, English as a Second Language. And so 18 of our member agencies received this grant in fiscal year 24. Over 1,000 clients were served throughout the state, and those are refugee clients. A lot of the individuals served were from Ukraine, Afghanistan, Syria, Democratic Republic of Congo, Venezuela, Cuba, and Haiti. So a lot of population served. There are grant recipients in all regions of the state. We have agencies receiving this grant in Green Bay, Appleton, Wausau, Stevens Point, West Bend, Eau Claire, Madison, Sheboygan, Milwaukee, Kenosha, and Racine. And it's our goal to, expand that and make sure that refugees all over the state have access to English language services. The grant also allows for support services beyond just ESL. So for example, agencies can provide individuals transportation to English class, childcare during English classes, and citizenship and civics courses. It was a really good first year, and we feel like we've learned a lot. It's been wonderful working with these 18 agencies. And really now we're just expanding into fiscal year 25, which just started a couple weeks ago. So happy to answer any questions or hear from others if they want to expand on this program.
Yeah, thanks, Rose. We also get supportive services from the Department of Public Instruction. Oftentimes, we're able to get supplies and different resources to support member organizations, but the general money we need to operate programs and administrative costs are harder to come by. So the Department of Public Instruction allows for supporting material and support for our organization. Another one that we have right now that's coming to an end, which is foreshadowing something cool coming up for everybody, is the Department of Administration grant. Jamie has worked so well with everybody in doing digital literacy and tutor trainings. That program has been very, very successful. And I want to announce that Wisconsin Literacy is now funded through the Public Service Commission. So over the next 2 years, we'll be able to provide 3,000 computers to all member organizations in the communities that we serve. These computers will be Windows 11 computers. They will have high amounts of RAM, Word, and all of the Office suite inside of it. And they'll have a 5-year warranty on all of the computers. So these will be completely free to the students and the programs that we sponsor and support. I am done with my portion of this right now. One other thing I do want to say is, were all of you able to join us at the Green Bay Packer Give Back game? Thank you all. That was such an amazing day. You should have saw me when I got that call initially, and everybody's eyes when I said, yeah, we're going to bring 1,000 people to this game, and we're going to have buses going throughout the state, and we have to get everybody a t-shirt. But it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in any place that I've been. One other thing that I do want to say is that some of you may be seeing that Lamar Signs right now is putting billboards up across the state of Wisconsin. The rationale behind this is we want to spread the word about the organizations that we're servicing and getting literacy in the forefront. We're also engaging in government relations right now. So when the biannual budget comes out, more focus is going to be on literacy. I'm currently on the Governor's Council for Workforce Innovation, and I chair the workforce subcommittee. I promise you I'm speaking about the work that you're all doing every day. I'm speaking about it in the highest places that I have access. And I promise you that the work you're doing right now will be recognized at a greater scale as we move forward. Thank you all for listening to me this whole time. I appreciate your patience, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
And Jake, did you want to go ahead and introduce Rose?
Yes, thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce you all to Rose Krutzik.
Krutzik,
and she's from, I'm so sorry, I practiced it so many times and I have so many different screens open right now that I was trying to get back to it. Thank you very much for being here. And could you introduce yourself a little bit greater?
Sure. My name is Rose Krutzik. I'm a GED, HSED teacher. I've worked for the Department of Corrections here at Techita Correctional. And I've been here for 3 years. And prior to that, I taught at Fox Lake Correctional for 7 years. I've been with WILC, which stands for Wisconsin Institutions Literacy Council, for 8 years. And I just finished my second term as co-director last month. And in addition to Techita, there are about a dozen other Wisconsin DOC institutions in our WILC group, which consists mostly of teachers. And we get together about 3 times a year. And those teachers are also the tutor coordinators at their locations. Our partnership with Wisconsin Literacy has been a godsend to us because of the limited funding that our education departments receive from the Department of Corrections. They have provided us with various resources such as GED, HSED workbooks, textbooks, calculators, and study buddies, headphones, and just recently the Philip Roy Life Skills curriculum. And they also help us with tutor training. We, as tutor coordinators, we train our tutors to help our students because that's very important to help them reach their educational goals. And we use the PowerPoints and the videos, and that's part of the training that we do. We have 25 hours worth of training for our trainees. And after they pass, they get a certificate of completion, which they're so excited about. And they love being tutors in the DOC because a lot of them are here for extensive periods of time, and it gives them a sense of purpose. And during their incarceration, which they pass on along to the students, and they help our students. And it's just, I can't say it. I'm just so excited about doing that. I love training them, and that's such a major part of what we do. And Wisconsin Literacy is part of that through the training and the resources. And I'd like to say on behalf of all our institutions, I'd like to thank Wisconsin Literacy for everything you do, your partnership with us. We appreciate so much to help our inmate students so they and the tutors we train can become productive members of society. And I see Randy Scott is here. Randy is our educational director liaison. So if Randy wants to add anything to that, you can.
Yeah, if I can make this thing work.
You got it.
Yeah, hello. Yes, I just echo, Wisconsin Literacy has been just amazing for us with the numbers we're providing, the funding they're providing, and we're kind of helping each other that way. The thing that I want to bring up the most is we have guys in here, they're pretty smart guys. A lot of guys are always asking us to do this same kind of tutoring and help on the outside. So it would be nice if we knew who to contact. As you may guess, a lot of our guys come from the southeast part of the state. So who do we make those connections with? Because they're really wanting to do that. A lot of guys who are in here for substance abuse want to be counselors and all this other stuff, and they're doing classes, trying to give back themselves when they get out. So I think one of the things we're trying to do, or at least I'm trying to do with what we're doing, is prepare these guys for when they get out, who to contact. Go look up these agencies and all these regional places that are helping others learn. And we have a lot of guys who really want to do that and who are very good at it. So if you could give us a list of those people, we'd be more than happy to pass those on to where you're at, who to contact. And when these guys get out, you've got somebody who's gone through our training. They'll more than happy be going through your training, but I think a lot of them would do a very good job for you. But again, thank you so much for all you do for us.
Yes, thanks again.
Well, and thanks to both of you. Randy, I will reach out to you. I'm in the Southeast, and they can always just come to me and I can help them find where they fit best. So thank you so much. We don't think about the tremendous work that happens in our corrections programs, and you guys do amazing work. So we appreciate you as well. Well, we're coming near the end. We've got about 10 minutes left of our annual meeting today. And I'm Marcia Connett. I'm the Southeast Regional Consultant. And I've been asked to maybe have you do some thinking, and then please add it to the chat about what's one thing you learned from the students you serve this past year. We'd love to hear those words of wisdom from you. So please drop it in the chat. Tell us what's one thing you learned from the students you served this past year. And if somebody feels brave and wants to unmute, I can't see everybody, so I can't see hands raised, but I encourage you to do that as well. And don't forget, we're going to announce the winner of the wonderful Wisconsin Literacy blanket in just a little bit. Okay, we're seeing some things come in. I learned the importance of purposeful play. I love that. Perseverance. Always remember to never assume. Positive, kind words might be the balm to their soul. Oh, love that. Love that. Yeah, I remember saying to students when I was giving them TABE scores, do you know how smart you are? And they would look aghast at me because no one had ever said that. That life can be very difficult, but we're in this together. Kindness gives hope to others. Have fun. Students really value the social connection, absolutely, and sense of belonging that our programs provide. And we work exclusively with kids at Kids Ranch, and I have learned the resiliency that kids have, even coming out of terrible situations. Good point. How instrumental the simple routine of coming to class can be in getting newcomers comfortable and going out into their communities. The students are so resilient when it comes to adapting to a new country. Isn't that the truth? Applaud students' successes, no matter how small or minute. Absolutely. The ability to restart with past knowledge, but no grudge about the work needed or past challenges. Wow, I love that, Brian. And I relearned that no matter what the diagnosis was, mentally, emotionally, academically, the potential is unlimited. Beautiful. There is such wisdom among our learners that they are teaching us. Unlocking that wisdom by helping them build the language to share it is humbling. Trust. Our students are vulnerable and place their trust in us every day, and we need to remember to do the same. And then we value understanding culture and why that's important when teaching others. It brings a better understanding for all involved teachers and students. They appreciate being held accountable and being supportive. Absolutely, Janita. Other words? We'd be happy to hear sharing from any of you agencies, highlighting maybe a new program you have going on, a success that you've had, a best practice if you'd like to share, or if you're expanding your program. We've got, maybe 4 or 5 minutes to do that. So please add that to the chat.
I just want to thank everyone for what they've already put in chat. It's just really, wow. It's remarkable and just truly wonderful and beautiful. So thanks to all of you who put some things that you've learned from your students in the chat. I'm just really humbled to read all of them. Thank you.
Again, sharing from your agency, something new, something successful, a best practice, or a program expansion. We had a great session earlier today about family literacy. And Racine is just getting started with a family literacy program. And oh my goodness, the sky's the limit in those programs. What else are you doing? Please drop it in the chat. Or open your mic if you're feeling brave.
Looks like Carol said thanks to the RSS grant, they're expanding their classes to refugees this year. And NTC is now located at the Stockbridge-Muncie Concopat Resource Center in Bowler.
Wonderful. And our first Student Leadership Council just completed its first year of service. Students have supported and led our organization by giving feedback, making decisions like choosing our new tagline, volunteering to register other students, speaking at our events. What a wonderful idea, Jennifer. And we began an on-site English class with Uline. Wonderful. And have I been hacked? Oh no, I did not make either of the 2 posts above. Carol, if I missed you, I apologize. Drop it in again. We're starting 6 new conversation circles to bridge the gap between when a learner registers for the program and when they can actually get matched with a tutor. And 3 of the volunteer tutors are leading this charge. That's fabulous. And we're now streaming all of our in-person classes live via Zoom. We're trying to make it more accessible for everyone. Wow, great, Alec. Anybody else? Anybody else have things to add? We've only got a few minutes left.
Marcia, there's one in there. We started a CDL class in Spanish with English support. So all the, that little thing in my way here. all the community has access to life-changing licenses.
That's incredible. Yeah, that is a wonderful, wonderful program. Anybody else before we announce the big winner? I know you're all just waiting because it's a wonderful, fluffy Wisconsin literacy blanket that's just perfect for this time of year. Okay, I am lucky enough to announce this. This was drawn randomly while we were doing all of this work. And today's winner is Amy Schladel, maybe? Schladel? Congratulations, Amy. We'll touch base with you on how to get this blanket to you. So Ashley, I'm going to turn it back to you to wrap things up.
Excellent. Thank you, Marcia. And thanks again, everyone, for sharing in the chat all of these wonderful thoughts and updates. I just want to thank all of you for joining us during for the 2024 annual members meeting again. Wanted to also remind all of our members to please complete your demographic survey. That the data we collect is super important for us and super helpful to some of the funders that Jake mentioned earlier. So please, you should have received that link from your regional literacy consultant already. So please do complete that. And then, as I mentioned, we do have sessions continuing for our fall conference right after this meeting. And the link for our AI, of course, as everyone knows, is a big buzzword right now. So our next session is how to integrate artificial intelligence into your day through a more equitable lens. The DEI piece often gets missed. So we hope you can join us in just about 10 minutes for that. If you haven't registered, you're welcome to do so now. And also a link to the survey there. So again, on behalf of the entire Wisconsin Literacy team, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again and see many of you in about 10 minutes.